My child, do not scroll and do not skip this. This message has been sent directly to you. Heaven is watching, and the angels are whispering your name. You have been chosen to hear this right now, and I warn you, this is not by accident. Someone's life is hanging in the balance because of what you carry, because of what you decide in the next season. Listen, the heavens are opening, and the hour is urgent. You think you stumbled here by chance, but no, divine timing has aligned this very moment. Type 333 if you believe angels are guiding you. Do not take this lightly, for the Spirit is revealing that a soul close to you is walking toward the edge of death, and your prayers, your obedience, your actions may be the very thing that saves them. Yes, someone is about to die because of you, but hear me clearly, this is not a curse. This is not a punishment. It is a wake-up call. Because inside of you, God has placed the key to protect, to intercede, to rescue. The angels have been dispatched and they have circled your home. They have marked you as chosen, but they are waiting for your yes. They are waiting for your awakening. There is someone connected to your life, someone who is mocked and rejected, yet their destiny is tied to your obedience. You do not see it clearly now, but the angels see what you cannot. The shadow of death has been circling, waiting for an open door. And I, the Lord, will not let this happen without giving you a warning. Your prayers are more powerful than you realize. Your words carry weight in the Spirit. When you whisper my name, heaven moves. When you lift your voice, angels rush to battle. But if you stay silent, darkness will win its grip. This is why you were brought here tonight. This is why you feel the weight pressing on your chest. The Spirit is stirring because there is a battle for life and death in your house. And though fear tries to paralyze you, I am telling you now, rise up. Tap the like button and hit subscribe right now to unlock this divine message and receive the blessings God has prepared just for you. Do not be afraid of their faces. Do not be afraid of their anger. I have clothed you in armor. You are not as weak as you think. You are not as forgotten as you feel. Heaven is watching every move, every tear, every prayer you whisper when no one sees. And I say this again, someone is about to die because of you, because the enemy fears the anointing you carry. But if you choose obedience, if you choose to open your mouth, the chains of death will break. Yes, the one who was marked for destruction will live because you did not give up, because you did not run from the call. Listen closely, child of light, you were born for this. Before you entered this world, I had already written this moment into your story. I knew the opposition you would face. I knew the rejection you would feel. I knew the betrayals you would endure. But I also knew the strength I placed in you. I knew the authority you would walk in when you finally believed. And that is why the angels are whispering your name tonight. They are gathering. They are calling you to stand. The enemy thought he could break you with disappointment, but instead you were refined by fire. The devil thought you would collapse under the weight of heartbreak, but instead you were strengthened for battle. You do not see it, but your scars shine like weapons in the Spirit. Your tears have watered the ground of your destiny. And now, in this very hour, the gates of heaven are opening over you. I am commanding my angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They are covering your steps. They are standing at your bedside. They are marking your door with light. Do you feel it? That stirring in your spirit, that trembling in your chest, it is the call of heaven. You are being prepared for something bigger than you know. Someone's life is about to shift because you refused to be silent, because you said yes, because you opened this message and listened, even when your flesh wanted to walk away. Do you understand now? You are chosen, and chosen ones carry heavy mantles. Chosen ones face storms that others cannot survive, but chosen ones also walk with angels that others cannot see. That is why you feel so different. That is why you never quite fit in. That is why even your family could not understand you. They did not see what heaven placed inside of you. But I saw. I have always seen. And I am telling you now, lift your head, for your assignment is at hand. Type amen if you feel God is speaking to you right now. You will speak words that cancel death. You will release prayers that shift destinies. You will declare life where the enemy wrote death. Do not fear, I am with you. Even now, as you listen, my spirit is pouring courage into your heart. The trembling you feel is not weakness. It is power awakening. Your season of hiding is ending, your season of silence is breaking, and your season of authority is rising. Someone is about to die because of you, either because you remain silent or because you speak life. And I trust you, my child, to choose life. The hour has weight, and the weight is not by chance. For every second you waste is a second the angels count. There is a name written in heaven tonight, and that name trembles on the lips of the enemy who would steal it away. You have been given a weapon that many never find, and that weapon is your voice, so use it without hesitation. Every prayer you release pierces the darkness, and every word you hesitate to speak gives the enemy a foothold. I am asking you to step into your place now, and do not let fear tell you that you are too small. The battles won in heaven are often fought by those who feel weakest on earth, and I have chosen you for this very reason. Do not look at your failures and measure your calling by them, for your past has already been redeemed in the courts of mercy. Stand where I tell you to stand, and speak what I breathe into you, for when you speak my words, death will bow and life will rise. There is a wound near you that bleeds unseen, and your touch is the bandage heaven appointed to it. Do not wait for applause or recognition, for the angels are already marching at your side, whether people see them or not. You were not spared from sorrow because you are unimportant. You were spared to carry hope into places no one else could enter. When doubt comes, remember that doubt is the enemy's smokescreen, and faith is the lamp that burns it away. You may have whispered hidden cries into pillows, and you may have begged in silence for rescue, yet your silent prayers have not gone unheard. I have gathered each tear and crafted strength from it, and I have placed a mantle of purpose upon your shoulders. This one who stands at the threshold of death is tied to your story, and your faith will be the tether that holds them back from falling. Do not think this is about perfection, for even imperfect prayers, when offered with a willing heart, pull down miracles. If you are tired, bring that tiredness to me, and I will turn it into wings, for heaven favors the humble who refuse to quit. The enemy uses guilt to silence you, and shame to keep you hidden, but I have already broken his chains, and I am calling you out. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world alone, and tonight you will see hands reach down to lift you. There is a plan greater than what you see, and even the storms around you serve to bring forth the harvest of souls. When you intercede, speak with boldness. When you weep, weep with hope, for both move the heart of God. There will come a moment of decision in the next days where you must choose between comfort and obedience, and choose obedience. Comfort will whisper that nothing will change, but obedience will cause an entire life to pivot toward healing. You are part of a chain of mercy that traces back to ancient promises, and your yes connects generations to a blessing they cannot imagine. Do not underestimate the ripple of one obedience, for a stone dropped in a still pool becomes a wave that reaches far shores. The enemy thought to silence your testimony with tragedy, but I am writing a reversal that will astonish the realm of darkness. Prepare your heart to testify, prepare your lips to declare. For when life returns to the one who was slipping, people will ask how, and you will say it was prayer. There is a voice in you that the world will call foolish, yet that voice is the one that angels obey. When you feel the urge to apologize for your faith, do not, instead, thank me for the courage to stand. You will be tempted to bargain with fear, and you will be offered easy paths that look safe, but refuse them. Easy paths often lead to graves of potential, and dangerous obedience opens doors where the dead are made alive. I will show you signs to confirm my presence, and I will light up small confirmations so your faith can take bolder steps. These confirmations will come as dreams, as sudden peace, as a stranger's word that points you back to me, so watch closely. When you move, move with intention, for heaven is precise, and your steps will be ordered to meet the miracle. Do not be surprised if those closest to you do not understand. Many servants of destiny are initially mistaken for fools. The ridicule you endure is the furnace in which your faith is purified, and from that purification a strong fragrance of glory will rise. There is a release coming that will not only save a life, but will heal a wound that has haunted your family for years. Your obedience tonight is not only about the one at the edge, it is a doorway for generational freedom. Break the pattern with your prayer, and watch how chains you thought permanent fall away. Hold fast to the small acts of faith, for they are like seeds planted in winter that bloom in spring. Speak aloud the names of those you love, and call life upon them, for naming is a demonstration of authority in the Spirit. Do not allow uncertainty to mute the confession of who they are in my sight, for I have already declared them beloved. There will be moments when you think nothing is changing, and that is the moment to hold tighter. Breakthroughs often quiet before they burst. In the quiet, angels are arranging the last pieces, and in that hush victory is being stitched together. You are not alone in this fight. The cloud of witnesses cheer for every prayer and every tear you offer. When you feel weak, remember the countless saints who stood on cliffs of despair and watched mountains move. You are linked to their faith, and their courage flows into your veins now. Do not fear sickness or accident or violence, for my hedge of protection is real, and it responds to faith. I will make paths where there seem to be none, and I will guard your going out and your coming in. But protection does not replace participation. You must still step into the role I have given you. When you enter a room to pray, do not do so with a trembling spirit. Come with the authority I have given you, and claim the life that belongs to my people. There will be a night when you feel the fiercest battle, and that night you must not sleep in fear, but stand in intercession, for your vigil will change the tide. If you can stay awake, stay awake. If you cannot, then spend the day in deliberate prayer and the night in confident trust. You will be amazed how often a single hour of bold prayer breaks what years of sorrow could not. Give the angels something to work with by your steadfastness, for they honor every act of faith by moving with greater force. Bring your wounds to my altar, and I will place healing where there was hurt, and strength where there was weakness. Do not neglect the practical steps I place before you. Sometimes miracle meets action, and I ask you to cooperate with both. If there is a call to forgive, forgive. If there is a call to confess, confess. If there is a call to confront, do so with love and authority. Many victories require both prayer and wisdom, and I will give you the wisdom you need if you ask. Share your burden with trusted ones who walk in faith, for two prayers together can bind and loose more than one alone. Yet do not rely solely on others. Your direct line to me is the most powerful weapon you possess. When you declare my promises over the person in danger, speak in present tense as if the miracle has already arrived, and watch how reality begins to align. For faith speaks the future into being, and heaven answers the voice that believes. There will be a moment when you will hear a sound like a whisper of many angels, and do not be alarmed. It is the sound of victory approaching. At that sound, lift your hands and say, not by my silence, not by my fear, but by the blood and by the word, this one will live. You will feel warmth, and then air will change, and then peace will fall like a blanket over the place where danger once lurked. When the one who was slipping opens their eyes again, do not be surprised if they speak of dreams, lights, or a pull to return. Heaven often uses signs the human heart can describe. After the rescue, be careful to steward the testimony, for it will be used to strengthen many who have lost hope. Tell the story with humility, not to boast, but to point others toward the one who rescued them through your obedience. This rescue will not make you proud, it will make you gentle, for you will know how close the edge truly was. Keep that softness, and let it shape how you lead, for hearts broken before will be tender now. I know you are tired of battles, and I know you have wanted rest, yet your rest is deeper when you see life saved because of your faith. There will be seasons of quiet after this storm, and you will taste peace like never before, but do not trade the calling for comfort. Your assignment continues, and what you did in this hour will be a marker that heaven points to in future battles. You will be remembered in the halls of heaven as one who answered, and that remembrance carries reward. I will reward you not with fame, but with deeper intimacy, with clearer sight, with a steadier heart. You will wake with courage sown into your bones, and your voice will be seasoned with authority born from compassion. If you have questions about how or why, bring them to me, and I will hold your doubts and fold them into understanding. You are permitted to ask, and I am pleased when you seek clarity, for it shows that you desire to know me more. There are seasons of mystery that will remain, and they are not always for your understanding, but for your obedience. Trust me in the unknown, for when you trust, one will show you the next step. This is not a call to reckless bravery. It is a call to holy obedience wrapped in wisdom and love. If you make a mistake, come back quickly. Repentance clears the atmosphere and reopens lanes for miracles. Do not let shame keep you from returning, for shame is a liar, and I run to embrace those who return. There will be celebrations, and there will be quiet thanksgiving, and both are sacred to me, so give thanks in every season. When you tell the story, do not forget the angels who stood with you, for gratitude makes the supernatural work deeper. The family that was fracturing will mend, and old arguments will lose their power when life is given back. Watch how relationships rearrange themselves around the miracle, and steward those moments with care. Teach your children that prayer is not a last resort but a lifestyle, and show them how to pray with authority and tenderness. Plant seeds of faith in the next generation, for they will reap what you sowed in obedience. You are being prepared for something big, and this rescue is but the first of many doors that will open because you chose to act. I am bringing allies to your side, people who will carry resources, wisdom, and practical help to secure the breakthrough permanently. Do not be afraid to accept help, for humility receives what pride rejects. Celebrate every small victory along the way, for small victories stitch together into a tapestry of great deliverance. And when you finally stand on the other side and look back, let your heart sing with gratitude, for you were the instrument of heaven's compassion. The angels are still speaking your name as you read these words, and they will not stop until the purpose is fulfilled. Go now with courage, and move in the authority I have placed in you, for life waits on your response. When you finish this message, do not let it be an emotion that fades. Let it be an action that begins. Pray boldly, love fiercely, obey swiftly, and watch how the breath of heaven meets the needs before you. You are not alone, you are not forgotten, and you will not fail when you stand in faith. The river of grace that flows toward you will carry promises into places you thought were dry, and when it reaches those places, life will begin again. Do not measure the miracle by how loud it is, for many of my greatest works come as a quiet returning of breath to the chest of the weary. There will be a morning when light falls differently into your room, and you will know it is not by chance, but by my deliberate hand turning the tide. Hold to that moment in your imagination and speak it out, because imagination spoken with faith summons heaven to align with what you see. When you encounter obstacles, name them and then name me louder, for naming the problem diminishes it and naming the promise magnifies me. You will find that small acts of obedience compound into unstoppable momentum, and what looked impossible will suddenly become a walk in green pastures. There are keys hidden in simple disciplines, consistent prayer, deliberate forgiveness, and relentless praise, and when you practice them, the gates of heaven respond. If doubt creeps in, remember the testimony of those who felt abandoned and yet were held. Anchor your heart in their stories, and let them steady you. Keep a journal of every sign and every small answer, for when the season of testimony comes, your written faith will nourish many who have nothing left to hope for. You will be tempted to compare your journey to others, but comparison steals joy and twists destiny into someone else's story. Remain faithful to your path. The people who walked away from you will return to witness what you refused to let die, and their eyes will be open to the faith you refused to. Surrender. When reconciliation happens, it will be tender and messy, and that mess will be holy, because it is the work of restoration rather than rivalry. If bitterness tries to creep in after the rescue, confront it quickly with gratitude, for gratitude is the antidote that preserves miracles from rotting into pride. Your prayer life will deepen into a conversation that feels like breathing, and in that air you will find a language the enemy cannot understand. You will hear my voice clearer in the darkness, and you will know the cadence of heaven because you trained your ear in the silence of obedience. Do not be surprised if new doors open in unexpected places, because when one life is saved, the atmosphere changes and new opportunities follow like birds behind the wind. Some offers will seem attractive, but are distractions. Ask me to reveal which doors are my doors and walk through those with confidence. There will be tests that follow the miracle, and they are not there to punish you, but to prove and improve your faith so that you may steward greater things. When tests come, remember that tests reveal the quality of what has been built. If your faith withstands, your influence will grow proportionally. You will become a beacon to the broken, and strangers will find courage because you once chose to speak when silence was easier. I will place words in your mouth to lead others into the same mercy you received, and those words will be both tender and authoritative. Teach gently, for those you lead will remember not just the miracle, but the manner in which you carried it. Let kindness be the signature of your authority. You will learn to celebrate both big deliverances and small mercies. Neither are to be overlooked because both are the fingerprints of my love. Guard your heart from the pride that might follow success, and keep humility as your companion so that every victory points back to me. There will be moments when you are tempted to take credit, and in those moments kneel and remember the nights of intercession that birthed the day. When fame touches you, treat it as dust and focus on the people whose lives you can change, for lasting joy is found in service, not applause. I will continue to teach you through seasons of quiet, and you will grow in patience, which is the soil of lasting fruitfulness. Do not rush the next miracle, because rushing often steals the fullness of what I intend to give, and fullness is the difference between a touch and a transformation. When you pray for healing, do not make it transactional. Seek my heart for the person and let compassion guide your petition so that healing comes wrapped in love. There will be times when answers seem delayed, and in those delays I am expanding you, stretching your capacity to contain more of heaven's riches. Stretching is painful, but the elasticity you gain allows you to hold greater blessings and to release them generously to others. Your life will be a tapestry of scars and stitches, and each stitch will be a lesson that teaches someone else how to mend their own torn places. Be careful with your words, for words carve channels in the spirit. Speak life, speak truth, speak deliverance, and you will find the world shaped by your tongue. When you confess weakness, also confess hope, for pairing honesty with trust invites me to act in ways audacity alone cannot compel. I will not leave you to navigate complex storms alone. I will send helpers, both seen and unseen, to bind wounds and to bring practical solutions. Accept human help as a sign of my goodness, and accept angelic help as the natural accompaniment of the obedient. If you must make hard choices, make them with prayer and then move forward without regret, for my peace will be your guide when conviction stands on the other side. You will learn to set healthy boundaries that preserve the miracle and prevent future harm, and those boundaries will be founded in love, not contempt. There are enemies you must confront with grace, and there are enemies you must ignore with wisdom. Discernment will become your constant companion. When whispers of fear try to lure you back into hiding, shout my promises until the lies lose their power and the truth becomes your shield. Your sleep will become sweeter, and your dreams will carry more clarity as you align with my purposes, for rest is a strategic act of faith. Celebrate small obediences with thanksgiving, because they stack into a mountain of momentum that cannot be moved by common opposition. As you step into new responsibilities, remember to keep time with me daily, for intimacy with me fuels sustainable influence and protects against burnout. Teach your household to pray with you, and you will see faith propagated like a gentle contagion that overcomes fear with courage. The one who was near death will carry a testimony so powerful that many will be drawn to the source of the miracle, and churches, hospitals, and homes will be touched by that. Single story. When reporters of rumor come, let humility answer them, and let the testimony of your life be louder than the noise of gossip. Do not be anxious about finances or provision in the aftermath, for I know your needs, and I will open storehouses when it is necessary to stabilize the victory. You will be given strategies, and doors will open to resources that seemed out of reach, and these provisions will help secure the future of those you saved. Teach others how to pray specifically, for specific prayers move mountains differently than vague longings. Specificity is a key to precision in the Spirit. Pray for healing in names and in details. Pray for restoration in places that cannot be seen, and pray with expectation as if you already possess the answer. There will be skeptics who try to explain away the miracle, and that is a part of the harvest because it forces earnest seekers to examine evidence and meet the God who moves. Do not be troubled by skepticism. Instead, be grateful that the miracle prompts questions that bring people to an encounter. You will be tempted to retreat into privacy after the noise, and when you do, remember that privacy is where power is built and public ministry is where it gets exercised. Let privacy and public serve each other. Do not let one consume the other. Teach your children to be both courageous and tender, and they will grow into a legacy of faith that outlives your lifetime. Pray for those who opposed you, and watch how some enemies become allies through the humility of grace and the authenticity of your testimony. You will be invited to speak into rooms you never imagined entering, and when you go, do not be seduced by platform. Be faithful to presence. Presence changes atmospheres more than eloquence, and hearts bend to authenticity before they bend to speech. There will be seasons of unimaginable joy, and in those seasons, remember the faces that were present in the valley, for gratitude deepens the goodness you receive. When you stand at events where miracles are celebrated, make space in your speech for ordinary people, for they are the true carriers of revival. I will bring people across your path to help teach you what to do next, and you must be willing to be coached, for humility multiplies capacity. Do not hoard what you learn. Share it freely so that the body of believers grows in wisdom and wins more souls to life. When you are tempted to fear the future, remember that I have already written the final chapter, and it ends with life, restoration, and overflow. Let that certainty shape your decisions, and let hope be the engine of your obedience. There will be a season when you must stand alone in a room and speak life over those who cannot speak for themselves, and in that room heaven will lean in to answer. You will see hands healed, addictions broken, and wills softened, and when that happens, do not forget the nights of prayer that birthed the day. Keep a humble heart, and let praise be the backdrop of every testimony so that the glory goes to me and not to your effort. When fame tempts you with flattery, measure yourself by the quiet of your prayer closet, for intimacy with me resists the vanity of applause. Be generous with your time and resources, for generosity opens lanes of blessing that calculation cannot find. The one who is dying will not only live, but will become an instrument of my mercy, and together you will carry harvests that change cities. Do not allow fear of future pain to steal the fullness of present joy, for regret for a missed obedience is heavier than the discomfort of a brave step. When the enemy roars, roar back with confessions of who I say you are, for identity is the sword that disarms accusation. You are my beloved, you are chosen, you are appointed, and you are empowered. Speak these truths until your heart believes them fully. There are still many moments to come where you will be tempted to shrink, and in each moment choose to expand by saying yes instead of hiding behind excuses. This is the work of a lifetime, and it begins again each day with a single act of faith, a single spoken word, a single lifted hand. Be at peace, for my presence surrounds you, and there is a river of grace flowing toward you even now. Rest in that promise and prepare your heart for the next word. I will speak through this channel, for more is coming. Listen for the next message and be ready, because heaven is not finished with you yet.